Dear student, myself Rajendra Aseri, I am assistant professor in computer science department at Government Bangad PG College, Didwana. In the previous lecture, we discussed about entity relationship diagram and its related concept like rectangle is used for entity and ellipse is used for attribute. Similarly, double ellipse used for weak attribute or multivalued attribute. Okay, and total participation, partial participation, all these concepts we already discussed. Then just previous lecture we started extended ER diagram feature. In that specialization we have done and generalization we have done. Now the basic difference between specialization and generalization is that specialization deals with top to bottom process and generalization deals with bottom to top process, right? To indicate general specialization in ER diagram, we use keyword is a, right? Specific properties we are if showing of any entity, then it is called as what? Specialization. And if we are generalizing, combining more than one entity of same type, same attribute in a single top level entity, it is a generalization concept. Okay. Now some new concept. So specialization, generalization already done. Some more concept about specialization and generalization. Now we can have multiple specialization of an entity set based on different feature. Very important point. We can have multiple specialization, means same entity set can be specialized in more than one form depending upon the features. Like if I'm saying permanent employee versus temporary employee, in addition to officer versus secretary versus teller. Okay, so permanent employee and temporary employee are the first specialization category, and second category under officer is under we can say employee is officer, secretary and teller. So these two category are based upon their features. Okay, so the point is that we can specialize in more than one manner of the same entity. Now each particular employee would be a member of one of permanent employee or temporary employee, and also a member of one of the officer, secretary or tailor. Now to indicate the specialization concept in ER diagram is a relationship is referred, and it is also referred as superclass subclass relationship. Superclass is the top level class and subclass is the specialized class. If we are going in further detail, the subclasses are keep on creating, right? Now some design constraint on specialization and generalization. So there are some constraint or the constraint on which entities can be members of a given lower level entity set. They are called as the constraint. Now they are condition defined. Example, all the customer over 65 years are member of senior citizen entity set. It means senior citizen is a person, or it can be a user defined. Means two category can be possible in constraint while defining the specialization and generalization. First is condition defined and second is user defined. Constraint on whether or not entity may belong to more than one lower entity set within a single generalization, right? It can be the it can also be the constraint. So the constraint on whether or not entity may belong to more than one lower entity set within a single generalization. Now here disjoint, an entity can belong to only one lower level entity set. Okay, or we can note in ER diagram by writing disjoint next to the is a triangle, right? Similarly overlapping, an entity which can belong to more than one lower level entity, then we will say that it is a overlapping feature satisfaction constraint, right? So again summarizing, in constraint it can be condition defined. Like example, we need to just differentiate the customer who are above 65 years, then they will be included in senior citizen specialization of the person. Second is user defined. Similarly, there may be some more constraint on whether or not entity may belong to more than one lower level entity set within a single generalization. Then they can be disjoint or overlapping. Overlapping means an entity can belong to more than one lower level entity set. Now, very, very important concept, aggregation. As the name implies, aggregation means we are combining more than one entity or entity plus relationship in order to convert a non-binary relationship into a binary relationship. Okay, that's why aggregation means combine. That's why the concept is called as aggregation, right? Now we have already discussed ternary relationship works on. So in this ternary relationship works on, which we already saw. Suppose we want to record managers for task performed by an employee at a branch. So we want to record managers. First entity is manager for task performed by an employee at a branch. So employee is required, manager, branch and job. If you see here, uh, employee is related with the branch with help of works on relationship. Employee is related to branch with help of managers also. And between job and if you see manager also manages relationship is there, and between employee and branch works on relationship is there. Okay, so the relationship is very very complex. We need to convert this relationship in a simpler form with the help of aggregation. So how we can do this? See next slide. Now, relationship set works on and manages represent overlapping information. Works on and manages represent the overlapping relationship because works on can define relationship between employee and branch. Similarly, same thing is done by the manages between employee and branch. So what we can do? We can just do some alteration in this particular setup and just make we can make a upper level or higher level entity in order to convert this complex relationship in a simpler relationship, right? So here in this relationship set, works on and manages represent overlapping information. Every manages relationship correspond to a works on relationship, correct? However, some works on relationship may not correspond to any manages relationship. So we can't discard the works on relationship. Works on relationship is more important than the manages. Why? Because some works on relationship may not correspond to any manager's relationship, so we cannot discard the works on relationship. Now we can eliminate some redundancy. How? We can eliminate the redundancy via aggregation. How? Treat relationship as an abstract entity. Don't treat every relationship as relationship. Just the redundant relationship will be replaced by a top level abstract entity, and it will allow relationships between relationship. So we can say aggregation means relationship between relationship are are replaced by the higher level entity and lower level entity, and in between the new relationship, that is called as aggregation, right? Here we need to apply some abstraction of relationship into a new entity. Now, without introducing redundancy, the following diagram represent an employee works on a particular job at a particular branch. It is clear? Now see, every employee is working at a particular branch and it is working on a particular job, right? Similarly, an employee, branch and job combination may have an associate manager also, right? Now, with help of ER diagram, we can represent the aggregation in the form of higher level entity, and high level entity is nothing else. It is a relationship between relationship. So if you see, we combine employee, branch and job, and the relationship is works on. We will combine all this relationship and make a higher level entity, higher level entity set, right? Now this high level entity is in relationship with the manager with the relationship name manager. So this is high level entity and this is the low level, and so there are becoming two entities. This is one entity and this is second entity. So this become now binary relationship. Okay, we converted our complex relationship with help of aggregation concept and converted this complex relationship into a binary relationship, which is much simpler. And in ER diagram we can simply make this as relationship between relationship. If you see, this is also relationship, this is also relationship. It cannot be possible in ER diagram. So what we do, we make this whole process or whole relationship as a single entity. Now this is the upper level entity and this is in connection with the manager with help of relationship managers, right? So that's all from aggregation. Now in design there are some decisions we need to take. The use of an entity or attribute set to represent an object. We need to decide that how many attribute or which will be the attribute, which will be the primary key, which can be used in entity set to represent an object. Whether a real world concept is best expressed by an entity set or relationship set means the real world concept need to include in entity set or corresponding to relationship set. We need to take decision upon this before designing the relation. Next is the use of ternary relationship versus a pair of binary relationship. Means we need to use a ternary relationship or we need to include some new entity and convert that ternary relationship into a combination of various binary relationship. Decision we need to pick. Next is the use of a strong or weak entity set. Means which entity will be treated as a strong entity or which will be acted as a weak entity set. We need to decide upon this. The use of specialization and generalization means in order to contribute the modularity in the design. Next is the use of aggregation. We can treat the aggregate entity set as a single unit without concern for the details of its internal structure. So without going in background detail of any internal structure of any entity, we can make that entity as a upper level abstract entity with help of aggregation, right? One example of banking scenario is given here. See, if you see customer is the entity, first we are going for the entities. Customer entity, second is employee entity, next is branch entity, then payment entity, account entity, right, and loan entity. If you see between customer and loan, the relationship is borrower. Customer is having customer ID primary key, customer name, customer street, and customer city as its attribute. Now loan is having loan number and amount. Loan number is primary key. Now between loan and branch, the relationship is loan branch. Between loan and branch, okay, between loan and branch, the relationship is loan branch. Clear? In branch, the attribute is branch name primary key, branch city, and asset. So loan is related with the branch. Now branch is related with the account. How? So the relationship name is account branch, okay, and it is related with the account. In account number is the primary key and balance is the non-primary key. Now account is further specialized with the help of is a relationship, and it can be saving account or it can be a we can say checking account, okay, or running account. In saving account, interest rate is the key and overdraft amount is the key in the checking amount, right? So account is done. Now payment is written under the double rectangle. It means it is a weak entity. Payment number is written with the dashed line. It means it is a discriminator of this payment. Then payment date and payment amount. So between payment and loan, the relationship is loan payment. This is also done. Now customer and employee. Customer and employee. Customer can be a banker also, and customer banker is having attribute type. Which type of customer is there? It is employee or a normal customer. Employee ID, it can be a department name, multi-valued. Department name is one employee can be present, can be a part of more than one department. It means department name is multi-valued. Employee employment length, it means it is a derived. Start date, telephone number, employee name, all are. And works for is the employee can works as a manager, or it can be a worker, right? So it is a unity relationship. So in this manner, banking scenario, we can perform different entities and their corresponding relationship. That's all from this lecture. In upcoming lectures, some new concept about the database and management system. Thank you.